All right, everybody, we're going to start with the prestidigitation. How many of you had to look it up in the dictionary? Prestidigitation.
Victor, before I let anybody know, we found this in the parking lot. Did anybody lose a wallet? If anybody's lot, it's a nice wallet, and I think it belonged to a fireman. There's a fireman's badge here, so if anybody loses a fireman's wallet, see me after the show.
So, why are we involved in magic? It turned out that when we moved from Huntington Harbor down here, I sort of reinvigorated my involvement in magic. It started when I was 8 years old, where I would take a bus in St. Louis down to a magic shop. I couldn't buy a thing because I didn't have a dime, but I just dreamed that someday I would. And then I picked it up again when I was about 30 or 40 and did it for 2 or 3 years. Then we went to Palm Springs and I did it for another 2 or 3 years. But I got reinvigorated again about 3 or 4 years ago, and there are 3 magic clubs in the Orange County area. One of them meets in Long Beach on a Saturday night, one of them meets in Garden Grove on a Wednesday night, and one of them meets down here in Irvine on a Tuesday night. There are usually 30 to 40 members of that club. And what we do is we hire professional magicians to come in and do what's called a lecture. And when we hear the word lecture, it means that they're going to demonstrate a particular effect, and then they're going to show us how they do the effect. So that's how we learn, amongst ourselves. Now, the other really exciting thing that goes on among these 3 groups of men is that we meet every Friday at something called the Lunch Bunch. It's at the Caro's restaurant up on Warner and Magnolia, and there are about 30 to 40 people who show up, men and women, and we have lunch, and then people sort of break off in groups and teach each other the new magic tricks that they might have learned recently, etc. So that's kind of what's going on here, and I found some really wonderful, warm relationships among these people. What's interesting is that within the group of magicians, nobody seems to be trying to be the big guy in the group, or the big gal in the group, if you would. And by the way, amongst the magicians that meet on this Friday afternoon every week are a lot of people who are clowns. Clowns is a very, very, very big thing. I think they just had their national convention.
They had a convention in Laughlin, a Western Regional.
And we have 2 ladies here who were professional clowns for a very long period of time. So magic and clowns kind of go together. Apparently there are some clowns who do magic, and we're going to ask Barbara to share a couple of things with us tonight. But that's kind of how this all came about, is looking for an activity. We all belong to something called the IBM, which is not the computer, but the International Brotherhood of Magicians. And we just find a lot of camaraderie in the magic that we play with. And, you know, it's proper as an audience. Proper as an audience to go, ooh, or ah, or, you know, how did he do that? And you'll hear us say, very well. So I'm going to do the first effect, and I'm going to do the last effect. I call them effects because I don't know whether it's right to call them a trick or not call them a trick, but they are effects, things that we have learned to do. And I asked for a volunteer at the very beginning, and Judy Lorber said she would be very glad to help me with this. So Judy, if you would please come up front.
Here she goes. She might never have.
I'm going to need a chair. Well, maybe not.
Another illusion. It's going to fly.
Sabrina.
Levitate.
In the way.
Okay.
How is she going to get
Should I
there?
go around the other way?
Yeah,
the trick is going around in that way.
How many of you remember this is the 6.5 ounce, I think they call it a skirted Coke bottle, that for as long as I can remember, there were these 6.5 ounce bottles, and in fact Coca-Cola claims that the best product that they were ever able to make and package was in the 6.5 ounce bottle. When they started going to the bigger bottles, etc., they, don't look so scared. But you know, you can buy these 6-packs in the store now, and you know, they're the glass bottles with the caps on them. Now, I don't think these are the recycling kind, and I was thinking to myself today, how many of these little 6.5-ounce bottles do you think there was at one time in the world? Think about that for a minute. And I remember at my brother's fraternity, they had a machine. They were sitting like this, and they'd take a can opener and put a straw in and drink the... See that they didn't buy the thing out of the machine. They just took the top off and put a straw in. All right. My effect is called the disappearing Coke bottle. So Judy, I would like you to look, first of all, this is a Jack in the Box bag. By the way, for those of you who collect the antenna things from Jack in the Box, they have 2 new ones out, a red and a green hand. All right. Judy, would you look inside that bag and assure everybody that that's a regular bag from Jack in the Box, that there's nothing special about that bag whatsoever. Am I right about that? All right. Now, what that was good. That was good. All right. So I'm going to take one of the bottles and I'm going to put it in the bag. Now, would you notice that the bottle is in the bag?
I do.
Would you assure everybody that the bottle is in the bag?
The bottle is in the bag.
All right. I'm going to seal the bag up, and we're going to think of some magic words in order to make the bag or the bottle disappear. So, should we say like abracadabra?
Abracadabra.
Okay. I'm going to look inside and see whether the bottle is gone or not. No, I'm afraid the bag is still here. Do you know any other magic words?
Zoom golly golly.
Zoom golly golly. So she said, zoom golly golly, go like zoom golly golly?
Zoom golly golly.
Okay, I think it worked. I'd like you to look inside the bag and see, in fact, whether the Coke bottle is gone.
No, it's still there.
All right. Maybe I had the bag turned backwards. What is our word? Zoom golly golly? Okay, would you?
Zoom golly golly.
Okay. Yep, I think we did it this time. We did it this time. Now look very carefully down inside here and tell me whether in fact I accomplished it.
No. It's still there.
Are you willing to go for a third try?
Absolutely.
Now, this time what I might do instead is I have this Pringles container. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the Pringles container inside of the bag, and I'm going to swirl the bag around like this. Okay? And now I'm going to take the Pringles out of the bag. Put them right back here. Now, what was our magic word?
Zoom golly golly.
Zoom golly golly. All right. Would you try one more time?
Zoom golly golly.
Okay. Let me see. Yes, in fact. The bag.
Wait, I still see a Coke bottle.
You still see a Coke bottle. You know what? As much as a magician tries and tries and tries, sometimes they just cannot fool the audience. So I am finished. Okay. Now, how many of you think, you were watching, right? How many of you think that the Coke bottle is in here?
Yeah.
I'm going to pass this back to Patty. You take the top off of it, start eating the Pringles, and you'll see that there's no Coke bottle in there. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Victor. I'm looking for that microphone. You know, Victor really projects, so I'm looking for that microphone that he uses up here. My name's Dan, and I belong to one of those clubs that Victor had mentioned. So I'm going to start off with the first, I guess you could call it a trick, but I need a volunteer.
I will.
All right, miss. And we've never met before, huh? Do we know?
Yes, we have.
I was going to say we're married.
We've been married almost 40 years.
All right, I guess I couldn't fool you. But yeah, right, we have been, and we've been, Maureen has been very helpful, and we've worked up what I call a mental effect. And so if I could have it very quiet. Maureen, I want you to think of a card, any of the 52 cards. Do you have it firmly in your mind?
Yes.
Use your powers. You send it to me on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. I got it. Was it the Queen of Hearts?
Yes, it was.
There you go! Come on.
That was amazing.
Okay. I'm going to do an effect. And I wouldn't say I have any supernatural powers or no things. But I do have, from my previous work, a keen powers of observation. And I used to be a human resource manager, and part of that research manager job was to hire people. And sometimes we had to fire them, but mostly it was hiring. So when I interviewed them, I had to be very aware of what they were telling me. Was it the truth or wasn't the truth? And so I'm going to try an experiment. Now this does not always work, but sometimes it does. What I'm going to do is ask for some volunteers, and we won't let this lady volunteer this here. But I have in here 4 balls, 4 gold balls, and in those balls I'm going to pass out, as soon as I get them out of this little bag, and I'm going to let you hold these just for the time being. And there's 3. And we got 4. And we have a black ball. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask for 5 people to assist me on that. If you could hand me one of those gold balls. And I'm going to ask you to try and help me find a baseline for you. So if you could take this ball, just look at it, and say, I have the gold ball.
I have the gold ball.
All right, may I have that back? All right, I need to get through here. All right, there's one. Now you hand this to you. Pardon me. Would you say the same thing, but look at me so I can see your facial expressions?
I have the gold ball.
Very good. Turn that one to you. Try you.
I have the gold ball.
All right, would you pass it to this lady?
I have the gold ball.
All right, may I have it back? And this lady, I've been watching you. I think I'd like to have you help me too. Would you take that?
I have gold ball.
All right, thank you.
Welcome.
All right. Now, I'm going to put this gold ball. In fact, I'm not going to do it personally. I'm going to have this gentleman do it. Now, you have what in your hand, sir?
I have 3 gold balls and a black ball.
Okay, and now if you take this one,
4 gold balls and a black ball.
all right. Would you check the bag, see if nothing else is in there?
Nothing is in there. It's empty.
Okay. Would you put all the balls in there? Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is the people that I have started my baseline on, I'm going to go around, and I'd like you to take a ball out of here. You will not know what you're taking out, and I won't know. So take it out and keep it in your hand. You may by chance pick a gold ball, and you may pick the one black ball.
Don't look.
Yeah, don't look.
Don't.
No peeking.
You do the same thing.
Doing a job.
Okay.
Put them up against the chair.
There is a bottom here somewhere.
Okay.
Can I ask a question?
No, in the middle.
Who?
You?
Yeah. How come none of the men get gold balls? You don't want to hear the answer.
None of the thing got gold balls. They got blue balls.
All right, I'm going to return, and I'm going to ask not a very complicated question, but we'll see if I can tell who is telling the truth and who is not. And I'm not going to go walking around anymore. But one of you have the black ball. But when I ask you, do you have the black ball? I want you to say, no, I do not. I'm going to want, but look at me directly when you do. I'm going to ask you, do you have, you can look at your ball, please.
Oh, I was wondering. That little thing.
No, I do not.
I don't think you do. Show the ball that you do have. A gold ball. All right, this lady right here. Do you have the black ball?
No, I do not. Have the black ball.
Yeah. I think you're telling me the truth. Would you pick your hand? Show the round. Yeah, we have that. Okay, so far. And you?
No, I don't know.
You put your head down, but I still think you're telling the truth.
Couldn't fool you.
Okay. The two of you. Tell me, do you have the black ball?
No.
You do not have the black
Do
ball.
not have
You know what? I believe you because you do have the black ball. There it is. All right. Just hang on. Yeah, you collect those. Miss, I brought my assistant with me all the way from Las Vegas. Okay. All right.
Roy.
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, for our next performer is Scott from Seal Beach. Now, Scott belongs to 3 magic clubs. He's been an officer in the clubs, and he was a close-up contest winner at one of our clubs and won the highest award in close-up. So I think it's a pleasure to bring Scott.
Please be seated.
Whoa!
Oh, before I speak, I have something to say. He told you I was from Seal Beach Leisure World. Recently, we had a woman have a baby at 75 years old.
No way.
Patsy and I, we went over to visit, and she offered us some coffee and donuts. We sat there for about 20 minutes. Finally, I says, "Can I see the baby?" And she says, "In a couple minutes." So we sat another 5 minutes. I says, "Can we see the baby now?" And she says, "You gotta wait for it to cry." And I go, "Why is that?" She says, "I forgot where I put it." Now for the educational part of the show. By a show of hands, how many people here technically know the difference between a crow and a raven? Boy, let's hear it for our public schools. Nobody knows. You have to count the pinion feathers. Those are the ones at the tip of the wing. A crow has 4 pinion feathers, and a raven has 5. So the difference between a crow and a raven is a matter of opinion. They get worse, they really do. Okay. I love this California state lottery so much, I invented one of my own. I call it the Grin and Bear It Sweepstakes. And thanks to Victor and Susan, the first place prize in my lottery is $50,000.
Oh, man.
But like other lotteries, the odds of winning the prize is extremely long, okay? But I do need a volunteer to play the lottery. Who would like to win? Your name is?
Sabrina.
Will you welcome Sabrina? You have a dollar? Are you old enough to play the lottery? My lottery you are. Okay, now, all the prizes are good. And the odds of winning the top prize is extremely hard. The odds are 1 out of 5. Okay? And the top prize, but all the cards are valuable prizes. Now this is the way it works. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take one card, hold it out here for a second, and transfer it to the bottom. Okay, like this. Now you got to say stop when the card's out here. If it's on the way back or on the way here, it doesn't count, okay? And I could keep going around and around and around, but remember it's a 2-hour show. Okay? So, at your leash, right here, you want this card.
Yes.
Want to change your mind?
No.
What did you get?
I got a queen.
Of what?
Hearts.
Queen of Hearts. Okay. Now, the prizes for the cards are on the back of these laminated sheets. For example, if she would have picked the King of Clubs, she would have won a $25,000 trip to London, Paris, and Rome.
I've already been there.
Good thing you didn't win that one. If she would have picked the Jack of Spades, she would have won a $35,000 Mercedes.
I can't drive.
Evidently a used car. Okay. If she would have picked the Queen of... What did you have?
Hearts.
Hearts. If she would have picked the Queen of Diamonds, she would have won a $40,000 cabin cruiser. You didn't want that either? In Malibu, they call this a dinghy. Okay. Now, there's only 2 cards left. Which one do you think is the $50,000?
I think it's the King of Spades.
You do? Why is that?
Because I saw the back of the card.
My cheater. And the King of Spades, she would have won the $50,000. But I said every card is a prize, right? Were you able to read it?
No.
Good. So, in a loud, clear voice, would you read what you won?
Sure. I picked the Queen of Hearts, and I did it with a flair. Instead of winning a fortune, I won a teddy bear.
Thank you very much. Thank you. For our next performer, Magic Frank.
Yeah! Here we go. Ta-da! Ta-da! I've met some of you here before. And the first thing I want to do is to thank Victor and Susan for this wonderful get-together. Thank you very much. Absolutely. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for the invitation, and things were good. Well, thank you very much. I want to be like Scott. I want to share with you some information that I just learned today. And it might affect some of you. Some of you. And what I learned today when it was on television with all the sports and everything. But let me share with you. For some of you, it doesn't mention it enough. He said that people over 50, and I am there. I'm retired now. People over 50 have the highest number use of AIDS now. And I think in our community, it's like, really? I was stunned. I was amazed. I said, I don't believe that. So people over 50, highest number of AIDS ever. I said, I don't get it. He goes, yeah. Are you talking about walking aids, hearing aids, seeing aids, that kind of, and I said,
I don't get that. I don't understand. So anyway, that's good. Now, you saw Scott before, and by the way, you noticed I'm a little different than all the other fellas? Asian, Chinese, thank you very much. The last name is Yi, spelled Y-E-E. My name, first name is Frank Yi. I'm Chinese. Okay, originally from Texas, so that means I'm the only Chinese cowboy you've ever saw and met. San Antonio, thank you very much. Thank you very much. And there you go. But if you heard about me before, and some of you before may have done it, have you heard of the Golden Nugget in Las Vegas? We just came from, Larry and I, my friend of mine, you'll meet him soon. We just came from Las Vegas, and I spent 3 weeks working there at the Golden Nugget. Have you heard of the Golden Nugget? Downtown. Yeah. And after tonight, I've got another 3 more days working down there at the Golden Nugget. So if you happen to be in Vegas, please come and see me. Go to the concierge and then check with me, and I'll help you kind of get in if you can. Okay. Remember my name? What was it? Yi, not Lee, it's Yi. Yeah. And I'll tell you, I had 3 more days there, so I'm not sure if you're going to be able to get there with all this rain and everything. I got, what is it, 3 or 4 more rooms to paint, and I'm telling you, I've been through it. And yay! I mean, that's so great. That's terrific. I'm wearing this Hawaiian shirt because I just found out, being Chinese, that my great aunt in Hawaii, and I just visited her about 3-4 months ago. My aunt, great aunt, from Hawaii. Now, I know some of you have traveled a lot. I know there's a difference between Hawaii and Hawaii. Am I right? Yes. You need to pronounce it. Do not act like a mainlander where you go like Hawaii. Remember, we have to say talk like that. So, what's the correct way to say the islands? Hawaii or Hawaii? Hawaii. Excellent, excellent. Now you know, right? My great aunt shared with me, and before I let, by the way, she's 5 foot tall, she's 89 pounds, she's 89 years old, so yeah. But look what she gave me. She wanted me to share with me, and she said, Frank, she says, I want you to take this back to the mainland. He said, this is the symbol of Hawaii. I said, Auntie Edna. I said, well, what do you mean by that? He said, things are symbolic here in the islands. We take the islands very, very, very seriously. The spirit of the islands goes all through all the islands. Now, some of you have gone to Kauai. You say, the Garden Island. Some of you have been to the Big Island. You've seen the big volcano. Pele, God of fire. And she said, you take back with to the mainland a symbol of what we have here, a symbol of what we have here in the islands. And no matter where you go, what I want you to do is tell those people back on the mainland what the spirit of Hawaii is. I said, Auntie, what do you mean by that? He said, the spirit is in the air. It's like chi. You know what chi, those of you do? Yes, chi, that energy power that you have right here. She said, Frank, it's here in the air. But go back and tell everybody to come to the islands. Because what you see here, right, what you see is in the air, the spirit of all the plants and the flowers. I said, well, where is it? She said, it's right here. Because, really? I said, yes, it's all around us in the spirit. And if you come like that, bring it around, show them that it comes like this to the flowers. The plants and the flowers belong to Hawaii. Where is it? What else is there? Oh, the volcano. Pele! She is talking to us. And Pele does what? She said she's the goddess of fire. She says fire. And says, what does that mean? Fire. She says, a little bit of plant got in there. got us a fire. Well, what else is there? She goes, you come to Hawaii, always remember that nothing, absolutely nothing is like the water, the crystal clear water that you see around the islands that surround us and makes our island and our people wonderful, and we honor that. We honor that. And then what is that? That says that's the clear water. And that is the clear water, and what does that mean? Yes, express it like that. And I share with you the message from Auntie Edna that come to the islands. You're all welcome. Come back to well, I think I have one more thing, and nobody ever did a card trick yet, huh? And I don't know if you, and I understand, look, I know some of you are bored, don't like magic tricks, and of all things, you really hate card tricks. But would you bear with me? Just a card trick. But I want to share with you something, because before I retired, those of you, even though you don't know magic, you're going to like this, okay? You're going to like this. Because I knew some people, have you heard of the astronauts? You heard of Polaroid film, Polaroid cameras? Hey, Magic Frank is on the inside, because I got the new Polaroid film. The new Polaroid film activates just by touch. Say that again, by touch. Touch. And if you see these film, you see these film here in the light. See? Clear Polaroid film, right? Clear Polaroid film. And for this side, the light over here, it's only activated by human touch, which means just like that, the temperature of your hand. Now, to do this, let me show you this effect. I love this thing. I just love this. Okay, but I need somebody real close. Somebody who could follow instructions, so I'm looking for a married man. Okay, see, that's awake. That's another story. That's another story. Oh, that's another ball game, right? Okay. Hey, let me just bear with me, because I want to shuffle the cards. And I want you to notice that I'm really shuffling the cards. And did you notice it? What? Well, I didn't say I was good at it.
The gravity trick works.
It's the gravity trick work. Yeah. Okay. So would you help me, sir?
Sure, why not?
Why not? Okay. Would you please stand up and then tell everybody your name?
Hi, David.
David. And where are you in relation to Susan, and are you a neighbor or a friend?
Friend and neighbor.
Oh, good. What's your last name?
Silverstein.
Silverstein.
With a B. B.
With a B.
Silverstein.
We might be related.
I could be.
Have you ever been to China?
No, but I have uncles there.
Oh, excellent. We might be related. Were they missionaries?
No.
Then we're not related. Going on, moving right along.
Actually, one was a full brush man, though.
Oh! My mom used to do that. Anyway, okay, I'm shuffling the cards. What was your first name again?
David.
David.
Still.
Still. Okay, David, here. Back up a little bit. What I'd like you to do is very simple. Just cut the cards, take a deep cut, and set it down right here. Okay, and I'm going to mark where you cut. Right there. Marking where you cut. All right? Excellent. So, when I get your card, I'm going to give you the card that you cut to, and then I want you to hold it right here, and then you come back, and then I want you to, I'm going to turn my back, I'll go over that way. You show everybody, even the back row, show the card that you cut to. Okay? Okay. And then follow my instructions right after that. Okay? So that's where you cut. Take the top card right there. Hold it close to you. Okay, I'm going to turn my back. I'm going to hold the, in fact, let me hold the cards up here like this. Okay, turn around and show everybody in the back row and the camera, the card. Everybody see the card? Memorize the color, the suit, and also if it's a face card or a number card or whatever, okay? Cool, Dave. That's cool. Okay, watch very carefully, step back, because I want this group here. I want you to place it inside the deck somewhere. Wait. Hold it, count to 5. I want the body temperature to go right into that card and freeze and just burn into that card. And then place it somewhere in the deck. Push it somewhere in the deck, face down, face down, face down. Excellent, everybody saw that. Okay, now listen carefully. Remember those Polaroid cards? Okay, I'm going to take it. Watch the card, I don't want to show you that. Watch very carefully. I'm going to place it right into the deck. See that? Place it right in the deck. You see where you're sitting at. Place it very carefully. And when the snap of my fingers, it's going to burn a brand new copy. I ain't lying. Never lied before. Would lie again. One day. Never. God, I love it. Watch. 1, 2, 3. It's there. You all saw the card. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. See that? I'm going to take the 3 cards. There it is. To develop this card, this Polaroid magical brand new, it'll do that in front of you. All you have to do is take it out and just dry it out in the air, and it'll develop, and it'll show you what that card was. But it takes a couple of seconds to dry out, and then the image of the card will begin to show up slowly, very slowly, to the card. Eight of diamonds? 8 of diamonds? Yes! Good. There you go, Dave. Thank you very much. That was my favorite.
Thank you, Frank. Barbara, where are you? We'd like you to do a trick. Come on up.
Are you guys awake? Yeah? Okay. I have a little paper bag trick. It's not really, well, I think I'll go out this way. Let's try this way. Oh, I have a nice small audience here. Okay. I have a daughter, Amy, and she's an art teacher down in Carlsbad. And I went down to the class, and I had this old paper bag that had nothing on it. And I'm doing the trick. And she says, you know, would anyone like to make some paper bags for my mom so she could do these tricks? So I came home with 25 paper bags like this, all done. So this is my paper bag trick. Okay. What's your name? Oh, David?
David.
And what's your name?
Joseph.
Joseph. David and Joseph are going to be my helpers. David, I have some felt pieces. David, what color is this?
Red.
Okay, can you hold out your hand and hold it for me? Just make sure it stays right there, okay?
Do like
And that's
that.
red. Make sure. Okay. And Joseph, can you open your hand? Okay. What color is this? Show everybody.
Green.
Green. All right, would you hold that for me?
Sure.
Okay. All right, now I have this empty paper bag. Oh, can I have that magic wand over there? Yeah, I definitely need a magic wand. Okay. We're going to look, it's all empty, right? Now I'm going to make magic. I'm going to take the red one and putting it back in the paper bag. Remember, David was red, right? And Joseph, this is green. Put it right back. Now we have to say a couple of magic words. Now the first word is Abracadabra. That's a good word, isn't it? Everybody say it with me. Abracadabra. Good. They're all awake. The second one is very important. Is please and thank you. Everybody, please and thank you. Oh, great. Now, my third one, they always say to do it in threes because that's good. I'm a big Harry Potter fan. So my third magic word is Wingardium Leviosa. Can you say that?
No.
Wingardium Leviosa. Okay. Now, what color? Oh, let me put this down so I don't stick anybody's eye out. What color did you have?
Red.
And what color did you have?
Green.
You had the red one? Can you have your hand out? Look at this. The red one turned green, and the green one turned red.
How did she do it?
How did I do it? I don't know. Thank you. Next.
Okay. The next performer is going to be Larry Zizou Campbell. Now, he's walked around, and I think he's done some close-ups for all of you. And he's just a fantastic guy as well as a great magician and a clown. Let's give Larry a great big hand.
We're in a little bit of hurry today, so I'm going to go through it real quick. And so I even have a helper, Patty. Come here, please. I don't know if you guys realize, I was doing magic at all the tables. This lady has the greatest laugh. And so out of all the people I'm going to pick on, it's going to be you. You're not mad at me, are you?
No.
You will be. Anyway, what I want you to do, I want you to... I asked her, I said, you ever told you asked this after my child? Is that your mom?
Yeah.
You're really lucky. She's a nice lady. And I said, you ever do the part where you take the little children and you take the little toes and the little teeny feet and you go, this is little piggy, winter mark. How many of you guys have ever done that? Raise your hand. Be honest. It wasn't that silly. No, put your hands down. No. And so we're going to do that. You're going to put your hand, make a little pig pen. Good. I'm going to do the first part. I'll say, this little piggy. And you'll say, went to market. Both hands. Because I'm going to put it in your hand. I'll say, this little piggy. Went to market. Say it a little louder. This little piggy. Went home. Stayed home. This little piggy.
Had roast beef.
Right. And this little piggy.
Had none.
Right. And this little piggy. Okay, now she's got it. Now, if all of you guys a little bit louder, do it and work with her and watch your left so you can do it at the same time. This little piggy! 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 Everybody clap for her. What's this great to see her? Stay here. That was a dirty trip. Now, I was scuba diving off of Kodiak, which is over by Kona, and I got these real pearls made out of plastic. But anyway, these are real pearls, and this is your present for being a good sport and not getting mad at me and have such a beautiful laugh. This is very special. I only do this for special ladies who I'm trying to make points with. Anyway, I've been turned down so often my middle of his bedspread, so I don't care anymore. So you watch carefully. It's a little pearl poodle puppy named Pierre. Okay, now watch. He does tricks. Put your hand out like this. Okay, now just one hand will be fine. This is okay. Watch carefully. Stay. Oh, he's not done yet. Roll over and play dead. Everybody clap for I'd like to say on behalf of all the magicians and myself, especially Victor, being one of the nicest guys that we work with and work around and get to associate with. This time I'll turn it over to the boss. Victor, cheers.
I would just like to add too, you know, in show business, you always put your strongest, best thing as an opener and your super best thing as the closer. And Victor volunteered for the first and the last.
You know, there is one amateur in this group, and there are 4 professionals. I'm sure that you saw who the amateur was from the very beginning. What I did was I found out who did the Gentleman Quarterly magazine. You know how they always have a man on the front of the magazine? I found out who that artist was, and I had them make this line drawing for me of a very attractive man. Very attractive man, okay, but with no colors in it. There are no colors in it. So he's wearing a shirt and shorts and socks and some suspenders. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to do a mental, like a mind meld, to get somebody from the audience to color it in while I'm not looking, and I'm going to try to guess exactly what colors they're going to do. Now, Joseph, what I have here is a mystery envelope. That's why it's got the question mark on it. And I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to seal it up, Joseph, and I'm going to ask you if I can get you to sit on it. The mystery envelope, because what I have in here is a prediction of the colors that are going to be colored in on this good-looking chap by someone from the audience. So, Joseph, can I get your participation in this? Okay. So if you'll just sort of, let's put this underneath there, Joseph. Okay. Now, make sure that he doesn't let it come out. And I don't know whether you know it, but we have, the youngest person here is an artist that's going to be well known when she gets to be our age, and that's none other than Remy Frolickman. So I'm going to ask Remy, since she is an artist perfectionnaire, to come up and help me demonstrate my mental prowess so that I can get from you an image of what I'm going to do. All right, do you understand? So here, Remy, here is socks and shorts and a shirt and suspenders and hair. Okay? Now, I'm going to ask you at random to pick one of these colored pens out of here. I won't be looking your way. And as soon as you pick it up, take the top off, tell me you're ready, and I'll tell you what part of the clothes to fill in. Can you do that? Do you think you can do it in such a way that the people can see what you're coloring? If you stand this way, can you then color it and then show them what you've done? Do you understand the instructions? Okay, so I'm going to say to you, Remy, I want you to pick a pen, and then you'll take the top off, and I'll tell you what to color in.
Not yet.
Are you ready to go? Okay. Is there any way that I could be looking at what she's doing?
Take it.
All right, so I'll have to come over here. All right. Would you please remove the first pen? Would you please color in the T-shirt with that pen? Let me know when you're finished. And then go ahead and put it on the floor.
Pen.
You ready? Take another pen. Would you please color in the socks? You ready to take another pen? Take another pen. Let's do the suspenders. Do another pen. Let's do the shorts. Tell me when you're ready.
Ready.
Take the other pen and fill in the hair. How are we doing?
Good.
Okay, now at no time, I mean, I had my eyes closed. I don't know whether you could see that or not. But what did we do? We came up, very good drawing, but you see the artistic. Absolutely. So she's got orange hair, yellow suspenders, a green shirt, and blue pants, and red socks. Now, Joseph, were you paying any attention to any of this? Would it be a miracle if my prediction that you are sitting on matched this? Would it be a miracle? You want some help from the audience?
Yes! It would be a miracle.
It would be a miracle. All right, would you hold this, please? Joseph, may I have the envelope from behind your back? the mystery envelope. I'll open it very carefully. I'll open it very carefully.
Very careful.
Now, let's see. We start with an orange hair. Let's see, orange hair. To a green shirt. Okay, and then the next thing is the blue pants. Okay, and then finally we have the red socks. Okay. As impossible as it seems to be, I have the exact match. Now, come on, this is extraordinary. I was looking over there, no shill, no anything over there, and I came up because you and I think alike. You know that? You and I think alike. So I could, all right, so there, now that's surprising, isn't it? Well, I have to tell you something. This morning, when I was getting ready to get dressed, I was thinking about this and thinking to myself, wouldn't it be great if I was so good at this that I could dress exactly the same? Would that be something that was... Thank you all for coming tonight. You can certainly have coffee and enjoy any of the delightful desserts or hors d'oeuvres that we have left. And I think it's stopped raining, but once again, you make my wife very happy, and that makes me very happy. So thank you all for coming.
That was really great, and that's the end of the show. But I'm going to ask for the people that got these, I'll just call them my props, if I could have my props back.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yes, that's right. It's okay.
Oh, you know, you're thinking that I just went through here. I do have a bunch of these in here. Okay, so let me take them out. And the first thing I'll do is tear this so that you see there's nothing else inside. And in fact, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Every single one of them was the same. Sorry, Dan.
No, that's all right.
First timers.
This is the first time that this has been performed. Next time you may see him on the Ed Sullivan Show.
Thank you.
And I want to thank all the magicians. You were just great.
Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate that. On behalf of my fellow magicians, I accept applause.